Hello and welcome to episode 29 of the Full-Time Banter Show. My name is Liam.
My name's Tarek.
I'm Riz.
And we are currently halfway through game week
25.
Double
game week 25.
Double game week 25. We're currently halfway through.
Well, almost at the end.
Yeah.
Last fixture.
9/10 of the way through maybe, I don't know. I'm not.
11th, I think.
10/11. Oh, look at that, the fractions in reception.
9 and 3 quarters, Harry Potter style, mate.
Not even good at maths.
So we're halfway through that. So tonight's show, we're going to be having a bit of a look at that. And again, some more info coming at you, more fuckers, about the blank and double game weeks. So,
yeah, man. Without further ado, though, Liam, Tarek, what do you normally say to the camera?
We need to like, share, and subscribe, please, to our YouTube channel. Make sure you do, so you're getting our videos, because it's getting hot, it's getting intense these next few game weeks. We've got some heavy facts and information for you coming up as well. Yeah. And follow us on Twitter at FullTimeBanter7 if you really want the in-the-know information. Yeah? So, we were not going to do a top 10 this week for last week because it's already changed, because as obviously we're in double game week 25, which is going really crap. How's it going for you?
Well, I've had my returns this week have been mixed. Returns from fantasy football have been shit. Returns in other areas, fucking bizarre results. I'll tell you later, my friend. 54 points so far up to tonight with Richarlison due to play, but apparently he's on the bench. So 54 points for the week.
Everton basically rolled over.
Took it
lowered
like
their trousers.
they took a good pumping, didn't they? Just one of them. I realised I've sort of been drawn away from City over the last few weeks. Defence, clean
got those
sheet.
City players, have you?
Fucking. Look, the defence was they were letting in goals all the time. They had a couple of good clean sheets. Yeah. Midfield was always rotating, and up front you're a bit of a toss up between Aguero and Jesus. And then this week he bit me on the ass. But hey, it happens. I'm okay with it. You bunch of bastards. How's it going for you, too?
Well, I was going to say, so you're basically 54 all out, essentially.
Yeah, well, that's better than the England fucking cricket team are doing. So
I checked for you on the way in. You're down another further 50k on top of the 160k you were down last week. So you're down to approximately 1.4 million.
That's fine.
Fairly consistent.
Why do we fall? So we can get back up.
That's all we can.
So we can keep falling.
I am also on 54 points. Down 20k from last week. So last week I went down from 48 to 60. It's a 12k drop. This week, thanks to Aguero, captainers and triple captainers, every goal he scored sent me further down. So even though I've got Aguero in my team, every time he scored I went down in rank. It is bizarre. So I'm down to 80k currently. But tonight he plays again, and Sane actually plays, who I have captained. So hopefully Sane can outdo Aguero. I'm hoping, I'm praying he does. So I can at least...
Sane hat-trick.
Substitution 27th minute, I'm guessing.
The best I'm hoping for is I can get back close to 60k where I was, basically back to square one is what I'm hoping for. So I've got Danilo, Sane and Aguero to play. Danilo didn't play the last game, he's benched today as well. It's all going like that recently. That's how well it's going. And on top of that, Liverpool had an absolute stinker against West Ham. Yeah, so I'm not a happy bunny this week. I'm not happy at all. Further, to compound my misery, we've got game week 27 and then blank game week 26 to come, and blank game week 27 to come. And my dilemmas are thus. Hopefully you can help me out, so I'll throw this on the table.
No, sod you. You're doing fine on your own.
You're actually fine. You don't need any further. You've got
I'll get my consultancy services.
That's why you're here. Basically, what I did was, after all the talk last week, Digne I ditched. Yeah, I couldn't find anyone else that I wanted unless I went back to Wolves or someone like that. I did get Tompkins in the previous week, so I've got his 6 points sitting on the bench in case Danilo doesn't play. But I ditched Digne for Danilo, and so I ended up with 3 City players. On top of that, so I've got 3 City players. I need to decide what to do with Riz before game week 27. And I'll tell you my thoughts, what I'm thinking about. Maybe you can give me something new first. On top of that, I've got 3 Liverpool and 2 United players who play each other next. Yeah.
Well, after this weekend, yeah.
Yeah, Shaqiri's bang out of form. I've been trying to get rid of him, but unless I go cheaper, I'm going to have to bite the bullet somewhere. And then City play Chelsea in 27 as well. Sorry, not in 27, in 26 next week.
26,
yeah.
26.
So basically I'm screwed. So including my keepers and those players who are not causing me problems, I'll have about 4 good players to play. So over to you. What do you advise to everyone else who might be in my position with too many City players and Chelsea players?
Well, first of all, Twitter handle #screwed. Well and truly.
Shafted.
To be honest with you, it's a decision you got to make. Do you want to take a hit at the moment and try and rescue a game week which is potentially going to give you low returns, and then going to possibly roll on to game week 27, the blank game week, which is important? Or do you use one of your chips?
No, chips is out of the question because I've got the strategy for that. I'm going to give you the chips.
How many rollable transfers have you got? Have you just got the one? Yeah, then you are.
After I advised everybody else last week to roll their transfer.
Yes, that's what I was thinking, because if that is the case, then I think minimum -8 is what you need. I'm personally speaking, because you got to do something about Shaqiri. You can't rely on him. That player is just wasted. He's too good to be on the bench in terms of the return that you might get from him. The other thing, 3 City players.
I would say just to know on Shaqiri, he's had a free ticket since 14 points against United in my team. But now
He's not done nothing since.
I've stayed his welcome. Yeah.
You know what, Shaqiri, thank you very much. You got Mourinho sacked. Now do one off his team. But yeah, I think you got to definitely do something about him. And then you got to definitely do something about one of the 3 City players that you've got. Now, Aguero and Sane, probably in form right now. Maybe you might have to get rid of Danilo for the sake of getting rid of Danilo, so put someone in to get a return. But then that means, are you willing to take a minus hit? If you're not going to use your free hit,
you do like
then
them
you're not
hits.
going to use a wild card.
Like them hits.
Do like a good hit.
You're a sucker for them.
I'll tell you where I am in this situation, and hopefully this is useful to everyone watching as well, because you're more than likely thinking similar things, or you've got similar players in your team. Here's where I'm at, the options available to me. Do I get rid of Aguero to Aubameyang? Because Aubameyang next has, where's he gone? Huddersfield away. And a quick note on Huddersfield here, was I talking to you about Huddersfield?
I think we had a brief chat, yeah.
Basically, you captain anyone who's playing Huddersfield, because Huddersfield at the moment are like a beach jellyfish.
Yeah, true. Well, I said I was going to have a plan of whoever's playing Huddersfield, just keep rotating in one striker and captaining them. Terry was like, yeah, good plan. I was like, it fucking is. It makes perfect sense.
It does essentially, because they're spineless at the moment. Huddersfield.
Yeah, there's shit
poke holes in them, and they're not going to bite. So Aubameyang against Huddersfield next, and then he's got Southampton at home, so he's not blanking in 27, so that's a positive there. The other option is Sane to Son, because how essentially
Wasn't
Son
that
at the
Queen
moment.
song? Sane to Son.
Son,
Was it?
Son,
Or was it Father to Son?
Father to Son.
Word in your ear from Sane to Son.
Sonny.
That's a really obscure reference, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to get that.
No. Even if you just said Cat Stevens, father and son.
Yeah,
I got that.
Yeah.
Helping you out there.
Son, is he essential? Because I watched the game against Newcastle, and it was a Dubravka mistake. I mean, fair enough, he took the shot, whatever, but he just didn't look convincing. But you're telling me Kane's due back early?
Well, yeah, according to some of the newspapers that I read, he was doing warm weather training and apparently was responding really well.
I would to warm weather.
Yeah, no, I'm alright in here, mate. It's nice. My thinking is, can I tell you what I've done this week? I mean, T's made the point just on our notes tonight saying, tried to save transfers if possible in game week 26. I've made 2, and I've brought in Aubameyang and Son.
Wow, okay.
So, because I got really fucked off with this game week.
For who?
For Wilson, because he's injured, and for Richarlison, because he's a cunt.
I told you that years ago.
Yeah, but he was playing Huddersfield. Who was he playing? Who was his first game? Was it Huddersfield they played?
I don't know. I can't remember.
He had an easy game coming, but I thought, he'll get me something that shit all.
2 points.
Yeah, so I've spent all my money now, so I've got nothing left from money-wise, but Aubameyang.
Charlie, that's pretty good. And he still had Wilson.
Yeah, because I was sorting out other bits of the team, and it was like, where you can't, you're just stuck with it. But anyway, yes, my thinking is, Aubameyang in for these 3 games, and then Kane's due date is whatever after Arsenal's 3rd game.
Boy or girl? Do we know?
I don't know with Harry. That song. So then the plan would be to bring Kane back in then and swap Son out for Felipe Anderson, save $1 million there, spend it on Kane.
Right.
So Aubameyang is a definite search for these next 3 games, I think.
He does look it, doesn't he?
Son he's firing it in. He said it might have been a mistake, but he's showing willing. He's getting forward. He's really stepping up to the plate, and I think Poch will keep playing him until Kane comes back, and then he'll give him the rest.
Because is it after this game or the next game, Riz, that they've got like a 10-day break?
Yeah, because they're out the FA Cup, they're out the cup competitions.
So it must be after game week 26.
Yeah,
because game week 27 deadline is 22nd of February.
Yeah.
So that's the 10 days. So it's after this game then, right? Okay.
Yeah, within that. But also then obviously you've got the Champions League starting again soon. So I think he's going to be well and truly rested. But I think Aubameyang at the minute, personally speaking, is a bit of a risk. Given fair enough, they got Huddersfield and they got Southampton here, and both teams who like to hold back, sit deep, struggle to break down, right? Unless you're gonna go at them and you're gonna create all this intricate play, then great. But I think you might struggle in both.
If Arsenal can't turn Huddersfield over convincingly, what the hell? Arsenal.
That is the thing, isn't it? That's the question. But I think obviously in terms of if you're looking for a replacement for Aguero, then yeah, he would be a sensible choice. Given, like you said, you got Huddersfield and Southampton, but I don't think it's going to be clear cut. I don't think it's going to be points guaranteed, banked, if that makes sense.
I'd be happy to keep Sane for the Chelsea game. I wouldn't mind. I think he's in form. He may even get benched. He may get reduced minutes, but. Either of the City players I'm happy to keep. Danilo needs to go. Danilo, who do I get him for? I was going to put up the table for the former players again, but it's just getting too big to put up now. Yeah. So if anyone, I'll talk about that later. I'll talk about that later anyway. So Danilo's another problem I've got. Luiz, Chelsea player, is going to miss game week 27. I'm happy to keep him. Happy to bench him. I've got Tompkins to bring in. I've got Bennett as well. Yeah. Shaqiri is the problem here now because I can't go Shaqiri to Son without downgrading elsewhere, making 2 transfers.
So how much is Danilo worth?
5.2. You're asking, put me on the spot. Right? No laptop here.
The only reason why I said that is because potentially I can't see you making
5.1 price.
The changes that you're saying without maybe at least making 3 changes. Now, if you're looking at Aguero to Aubameyang, that's not really going to save you a great deal. And the
I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the markup from Aubameyang's savings to get Shaqiri out and Son in, and then you'd probably have to go down to Wan-Bissaka if you've not already got him.
Yeah.
But then you've got 2 Crystal Palace defenders, which is...
Yeah. I don't have much of a choice there because the other informed defenders at the bottom end are Roman Saiz of Wolves, who's been doing well lately. He's got back into the team. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, slightly more expensive is the other Palace fella, PVA. Yeah. Tompkins I've got.
Tompkins, yeah. I think the other thing possibly, probably giving you a difficult decision to make now though. But in terms of looking at maybe possibly take out Shaqiri, put in Moutinho, who's been banging form for Wolves at the moment, is assisting, and then get yourself a premium defender where your points are likely to be thingy, and then forget Son for a bit.
But which premium defender? Because they're missing games. I can't go for another Liverpool one unless I get rid of Shaqiri.
Yeah.
Do we want to go for another Liverpool one at the moment? No. I'll answer that question for you. Chelsea, I don't really want to go for another Chelsea defender. City, I definitely
stay away from that.
So that kind of makes it easier because I don't need to go for premium defender.
Yeah, there's no standout.
With the Shaqiri one, it would mean having to go cheaper because the form players are in the cheaper bracket. Moutinho, Jota,
Brooks are doing
Brooks. Ward-Prowse is actually the one.
Southampton, Ward-Prowse is doing really well at the minute.
So, but I always feel like I want to make the glamour move. I don't want to go for the cheap budget ones. I don't know what it is. Yeah,
so then again, the cheap budget ones have been consistent. They're guaranteed starters. There's no risk of rotation. They're gonna contribute somewhere along the line to get your points. So
swings and roundabouts.
It is. But what I'm saying is, like, for example, if you've got someone, example like you're saying, City team or Liverpool team, where you know rotation is inevitable, it's gonna happen. But you know, someone like Southampton who's battling for their lives, Bournemouth who've still got someone to play, still want to finish as high as possible. They're going to stick to the same team, same philosophy, same formations, same players they're going to play. Possibly you're getting guaranteed points there.
Leicester fixtures get better after 27, but Leicester themselves are not getting better.
No.
Yeah. Wolves is the only. Wolves looks like the realistic option. Wolves and Ward-Prowse.
Back to Wolves.
But then
back to triple Wolves. Yeah.
But then that's the tricky one, isn't it? Because you got Patricio in there.
Yeah.
And you've got Bennett.
Yeah.
And then
one other.
Doherty?
No.
To be not defender, he's already got defender.
For yourself.
But you probably either look at Jota or Moutinho.
Moutinho, it's going to have to be one of them two. Well.
Or if you really want to put the cat amongst the pinches, just go for Neves.
No.
He's on penalty. He's on penalty.
He's well out of form.
I'm just giving you the option there if you want to save money.
Yeah. Basically, what I end up doing is on the videos here on a Wednesday is giving people advice, good advice.
Never fix it.
We never follow it, do we? This is
And then Friday night, midnight, the witching hour, is when I sit down and contemplate my transfers and make, which at the time seemed very reasonable and logical decisions.
Talks himself out of it.
Until Saturday morning, yeah. So, thanks fellas, but it's not been...
I was going to say, you've not really come to any conclusion.
I'm going to have to sleep on it. Yeah.
Yeah, you will do because it's good job I don't have to make them decisions.
I'm favouring.
Yeah, Crazy Keith's got you all there, locked and loaded.
Do you want to give us a quick minute on Crazy Keith and how he's doing, and do you still have any input?
I don't even know how Crazy Keith is doing. All I do know
life,
is
we don't know.
One week he made -16. He took the same player out and then brought him back in. Well, two same players out. Kane and Salah.
in one game week.
He brought both of them back. I mean, he dropped like massive. I've just given my team away for a bit. Well, I said for a bit, maybe till the end of the season, depending on how I feel. I have been consulting Keith, but he's not bloody been taking my advice. He just thinks he knows better. So, like,
to be fair, this week his team actually looks alright, and he captained.
I don't know how he's don't know what he's doing, but
it's to be a fast learner.
Yeah. So at the moment, I'm just letting Keith have some fun, and then hopefully, I said next season I'm really gonna
knuckle down.
come at you, not give my team to anyone, lock and loaded, bring it on. So I'm trying to give my boy Liam a chance to catch up.
I'm alright, I'm happy, mate. Don't worry about it.
He's comfortable.
Or maybe we get down to where Miguel is, wherever he is.
Miguel's actually done well this week.
Has he?
Shout out to Miguel, TJ Macaroons.
Yeah.
Bang on, yeah, he's rose to some high places this week. Yeah.
Fair play. Well, on that note, I think we'll just discuss moving forward what we can do to help each other. So let's do it, man.
So, right, on to our good advice for the coming weeks.
Good advice that we will not follow ourselves.
I will try to.
I won't, because I can't. I've already made my thing. So.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to know what the advice is, get onto our Twitter handle, man, at Fulltime Banter 7. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow the YouTube boys, and if you put some advice on there, just take it. It's only for us fun to take any notice of it. It's alright. Go for it.
I think hopefully a couple of people who are watching already are already on Twitter, but you do need to be following the likes of Ben Krellin for the spreadsheet now for the double game weeks, and everyone else out there puts out good advice as well. Yes. But few pointers here then, heading into the next few weeks. First of all, unlike Liam, possibly myself as well, try to save transfers if possible in game week 26. Yeah, so that in 27 you could try and get out maybe a couple of those players without taking hits. Yeah, unless like me it's damage limitation. Yeah, so game week 26 is least advisable to play your wildcard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the reason for that is that after February 18th we should have confirmation of the blanks due to the FA Cup 5th round, of which there are no replays this year.
Right, okay.
Hopefully. And we'll have a much better idea of the teams that are going to blank in 33 and consequently have double game weeks in 35. So that's when you want a wild card. We'll talk about specifically when. Plus, the double game week 32 fixtures could be announced on February 22nd, which is also the deadline, isn't it, for game week 27?
Yes.
Because that's when they release the TV schedule for April as well. So you're going to have a much clearer picture of what to do. So basically, the message is not to knee-jerk, not to panic too much, and try and save as many transfers as possible, unless you've got major surgery to do.
Or you've had a tip on like Liam the night before.
That does tend to happen, especially when you get T to do it for you, and then you wake up, who the fuck put him in? No, you did.
4 minutes before the deadline. On to the transfer chip strategy then. I'll let one of you guys talk through the way through this. If you want to give the fixtures first, we've got a list of fixtures here just to give you an indication of what's going on in terms of players who are playing and not playing and what kind of fixtures we've got coming up.
Yep, so that game week 26?
First column is 26,
Game week 26 is City versus Chelsea, Everton, Watford, City, Chelsea again. What?
Oh, Chelsea, City. I've just put Chelsea in there, haven't I? Yeah, those are the 4 teams that are blanking in 27.
All right.
Yeah.
Fucking confused the hell out of me. That. Was I playing twice?
So City
so
played Chelsea at home.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the fuck are you doing?
Did he not tell you to have a look at it before?
He did.
Didn't say that, didn't
I thought it was all one thing there.
So basically, Brighton, Burnley, Chelsea, City, Everton, Watford are going to be the blanks on that.
They all blank, in 27. Yeah.
Just put it on.
And of those 4, City and Chelsea play each other.
There's only a cross-eye there, confusing me.
Everton, Watford, and Brighton, Burnley. Which could be another 0-0. But did they not play recently? Who was that? Got the 0-0.
God knows, man. Can't remember. I've slept since then.
But give us people who are the teams who are playing in 26 and 27.
So we've got Arsenal, Huddersfield playing there. We've got Liverpool, Bournemouth, United and Fulham, and Spurs and Leicester. Then obviously in your blank game week, Southampton, United, Liverpool, Burnley, and obviously the key game being in 27 will be United Liverpool game there, and the key game being in 26 will be City and Chelsea. That'll be an interesting fixture. So it's all hands to the pumps because it's getting really, really interesting, and strategy is going to play a key part. Now, personally, talking about chips, chips, I'm hungry, which one? McCain's. Talking about chips, to be honest with you, I don't think 26, 27 is the ideal place to use any of these. Whether it's your free hit, whether it's your bench boost, whether it's your wild card, whether it's triple captain.
Keep all of
in this, because like we discussed last week, like Tarek said, there are going to be better alternative fixtures where more games are going to be played, such as game week 32, etc. and stuff like that moving forward. The other double game weeks, we'll know a bit more about it, but like game week 35, etc. moving forward. And you can build it up, like you said, so use one, because you can't use 2 chips on the same transaction
we said that last week, didn't we?
in the same game week, so you have to be mindful. But I personally think you got to plan ahead. You got to know from, I believe, in my opinion, from game week 30, 31 onwards, you got to know where you're going to use your chips. If you got 3 or more chips, you need to start looking at where you're going to go from 31 onwards at least, or the very latest 32, because otherwise you're going to get bitten and you're not going to use any of them and you're going to lose them.
Well, here is a particular strategy that I've got down, which again, it's one I've nicked from Ben Crellin, because there's a lot of strategies out there on Twitter. There's a lot of information sometimes, and you've got to be able to assess it correctly.
Yeah.
This one, like I said last week, it was one I mentioned last week. It's very similar, and I'm in favour of it. So if you want to talk us through that, Lee, because the point number 1 was essentially think about which players you're going to take out for game week 27 of the ones that you've got blanking, whether you've got City or Chelsea assets.
Yeah, so use your free transfers over game weeks 27 to 31, which is 4 weeks, to move out / bring in players for the blank game week in 31. So get your shit together, get your house in order, you're ready for those blank game weeks if you're in a position like T is, where you've got these players that are going to be dropping out, and look ahead.
So point to note there, you've got the blank game week in 27, and you've got 4 single game weeks. So in those 4 single game weeks, think about getting out the ones we're going to blank in 31, which we will know on or after game week 27, and bring in the players who are playing. Yeah. Number 3, this is the one I'm favouring here. So if you want to tell us about
use the free hit in double game week 32 to bring in all the players playing twice. obviously makes sense. You want to be with as many players as possible, playing twice, double the points, double the bubble. Makes sense.
Yeah, but it's crucial that you followed point 2 by this point, because over those 4 weeks between 27 and 31, you've got rid of all the chafe, as it were, the players who are not going to play, because
I'm still chafing.
because if you're playing your free hit in double game week 32, then in 33 it's going to revert back to that team that you had left in game week 30. Yeah, so your planning is key there. Point number 4 is, you want to give us that one?
So yeah, so in the blank game week 33, your teams revert back to your team that he just said for blank game week 31. Teams are, you've had all of the single game weeks, so players in for that, make sure that you're on top of it like he said just then. It's vital, because otherwise your team will just go back to being plants and then you're going to have to make changes again.
And well, crucially in that game week, you might have just a handful of players playing.
And you're going to restrict yourself, because even by having a handful of players doesn't mean that your bench is going to give you any auto subs, because the likelihood is you've probably played your better players and you've got no one there to recover any players that may miss out. So make sure that you have at least 9 single game week players playing to get some return from it.
I was going to say, that's one point worth making, is going off previous years that we've played, it's not essential to have all 11 players, and often it's difficult to find 11 good players. So don't waste transfers or take hits bringing in players just because they are playing that game week or their team is playing. For example, don't bring in poor players who you would never consider bringing in normally just because they've got a game, because again, the team might have a game, but because they're poor players, they might not actually get on the pitch.
They might not even play.
So as long as you've got 8, 9, 10, if you can, but let's say 9 has been the average. It's been a good number past couple of seasons. Because even if you look at your teams now, week to week, you always get 2, 3 or 4 players who blank, who get 2s and 3s, so it's not the end of the world if you don't have 11 players in that week. Point number 5 then, use your wildcard in game week 34, having planned for the double game weeks in 35. So you're going to basically use your wildcard to bring in all players who have got 2 games in game week 35. It's as simple as that. Nothing more complicated than that. So all it means is having to do a bit of research to find your informed players, the players you want to use on your wildcard, who are going to play 2 games in 35.
Yes.
And then for that double game week in 35, another ring of chips, bench boost. So for those of you that don't know, that's you've got your starting 11, then 4 players on the bench that get brought on with your subs. Bench boost, exactly what it says, those players will get you points. The only shitter is, if you're like me, you're going to set and forget with Allison and Hamer at Huddersfield, and we'll get nothing from a keeper. So I might think about changing that. But just got to accept it. Sometimes they won't play, so
you'll have plenty of time the week before that to make that decision anyway.
Because hopefully if you've used your wild card well, then all of your bench will be playing 2 games as well. So hopefully, in theory, you should have 15 players who are playing 2 matches, 2 lots of points,
and even
for the
if
whole
half
squad.
of them play, half of them play the second game.
I'll
be laughing. That'll be a good return.
Final point then is, by this stage, like me, hopefully, you should have a triple captain chip left. And it will mean, if you follow this strategy, that you'll use your triple captain chip in the remaining single weeks, 36, 37, 38, the final 3 weeks. So unless you know better, do get in touch and tell us. Because, hindsight's a good thing. It would have been good to use it on Aguero in game week 25. But that's gone. That's by the by. So maybe looking at whether Salah has a good fixture, whether we play Huddersfield. We do play Huddersfield at some point. So that's one to consider. Or basically anyone who plays Huddersfield, I think.
Anyone using that strategy,
Huddersfield, Cardiff, Fulham, even possibly.
Just don't be thingy though. Don't be just making changes and then realising, oh damn it, they've got Huddersfield, so try and plan ahead, because if you're going to take -4s for the sake of bringing a player in and then just to captain him, because if you're playing a player or changing a player with more value, then you've got to take a player out from somewhere else to get the money, so potentially you're taking a hit before you've even got any return, thinking they're going to play against Huddersfield, so just be mindful of that.
So it just takes a little bit of planning. I mean, hopefully if you're watching our videos, if you're one of the dozen people who do regularly watch our videos every week, then hopefully you're taking your game.
3 of us are here.
Hopefully you're taking your game a little seriously, so you're planning. So what you need to look at is the fixtures for this next 2 blocks, essentially. Take them in blocks of 4 and 5, and see the blanks and the doubles, see which players are going to play, who's coming in, who's in form, things like that.
There's an international game week, sorry to cut you short, there's an international game week somewhere in there as well.
There is end of February, beginning of March, or is it end of March?
I'm not sure. I just recall there being an international.
There is somewhere around March. Yeah, I can't remember if it's the beginning or the end.
Easter break. Well, after that, before that.
Before that. It was before that. Yeah. So
that'll be another interesting one.
Speaking of form, as I was mentioning earlier, Riz, I don't know if you've been following my conversation on Twitter with FPL Mario. Yes.
I've seen that.
Who subsequently learned is actually called Colin. So, hey,
Hi, Colin.
Our Glaswegian friend.
Oh yeah.
Oh, not Keith.
But basically, previously, if you've been watching the shows, I've been working out the method of finding form for the last 5 game weeks, so finding form and value for players, and that has grown massive. I've just kept adding to the list now, so that's why it's ridiculous. I can't put it all up on screen now and show you the form players, but because if you are one of our few dedicated followers, what Mario actually did, having a conversation, told him about this is how we worked it out, thanks to Karan as well, who formulated the formula for finding form and value in the last 5 game weeks. Mario offered to, because he's a bit more tech savvy than I am, and maybe just smarter. I hate maths, I'm not good at maths. But basically I sent him that spreadsheet and he's automated it, or he's in the process of automating it all. So essentially you just put in the points each week for the players and it'll
update itself.
It'll update, exactly. So which will be fantastic. So if you're watching,
cheers FPL Mario.
Can you get in touch via Twitter on DM or leave me a message on the YouTube? I will download and forward that spreadsheet onto you, and it's extremely handy. It's very
keep it safe, because handy for next season.
Definitely,
from the start of next season, won't you? Straight away.
Yeah, so you're.
Yeah, you better be here. I believe you're going to the warmer climate.
No, I'm just thinking I better get me a knockoff version of Excel, set up, get the spreadsheet out. Jeez.
It's actually on Google Sheets, so you can transfer it to Excel as well.
Sheets.
Google Sheets, yeah. So, but yeah, thank you, Colin, FPL Mario, for doing that. It's very handy, very helpful. Because otherwise, I was, longballing it. I had to basically do all the calculations for every single player, and it was taking ages. Yeah, so that's why I've not been putting it up recently.
You should have bought the guy who did the Moneyball thing.
Moneyball, yes.
Sat in front of a computer and said, right, there you go, put your algorithms in and I'll leave you to it, mate.
Yeah, Jonah Hill who plays the accountant. That's essentially what we're trying to do here, is a bit of Moneyball tactics, but a spin on FPL to try and...
Colin's our man now.
Yeah, because so thank you very much, and that'll be very handy. And like I say, if you're a dedicated viewer, get in touch and I'll forward that on to you, so you could be in the know, be ahead of the game.
No fees charged, just blessings, thank you.
Yes, there you go, yeah, not charging, other people charge. Ben Crellin actually charges £15 for his
I don't blame him. Don't blame him.
Yeah.
Does well though, he's got quite a few buyers.
A lot of hard work goes into it.
Yeah.
But that's about it, unless you've got anything to add, guys.
No.
I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Before we go, let's just check.
2-0.
The misery seat is
2-0 City, 2 own goals.
It's still 0-0.
I don't want to see.
Is it half time?
No, it's not half time. Because it kicked off at. Actually, it will be close to half time. Kicked off at 7:45. It's 8:30 now. Wow, John Kenny's at top of the bonus points at the moment. Wow, so they could get a clean sheet here. Come on, Everton.
Maybe Silva's probably thinking, sorry, I got nothing to lose here.
You know what?
Accept his job.
Well, they're going to keep him because Mushari came out and said, listen, I'm going to give him some time to sort things out.
That's the dreaded vote of confidence. He's gone.
Well, I would take a drop in rank for an Everton win. I would. Yeah, so come on, Everton.
I've not heard him say that for a while.
No.
Normally when you see him have City players, what was it the other day you text? Someone was saying, Arsenal and Liverpool game, they're going on about it. He goes, yeah, boys, it's going to be like 5-1 or something, 5-4.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, yeah.
I scored in points.
City, that was a City-Arsenal game.
City-Arsenal game, you said,
But anyway,
But
that's it, yeah. Hopefully it's been useful and informative. Nobody ever gives us any feedback.
So this could all be shit.
Yeah.
No idea.
We don't know. Hopefully you're watching enough of it
No news is
to
good
make it
news.
useful.
Well, yeah, that's what they say.
We shall meet you next week on the other side of game week 26, which is this Saturday. Yeah, Saturday deadline, so get your teams planning for that. I think at the moment I'm leaning towards Aguero to Aubameyang up against Huddersfield. I can't ignore that.
It's the right choice. It makes complete sense.
Can't ignore it because Spurs against Leicester, if I go Sane to Son, Leicester can be a bit stubborn and Spurs just aren't up to full strength. So that's me. You're already done.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
Just got to work out how many defenders to play. Solid 5-3-3.
6.
5-10, yeah.
Yeah.
Crouch, I brought Crouching. I didn't tell you that.
Peter
I
Crouch.
brought Crouching. Success was doing fuck all. So I thought, I'm going to
4
get.
points in 17 minutes or something.
Yeah, I got an assist. Headed it into somebody's hand.
Well,
got
at least the
got an assist for a penalty. I was like, fucking me.
at least the Burnley Butchers have got something to celebrate, haven't they?
Yeah.
Red hot Crouchy's bangers or something they call
Oh
it.
yeah, Crouchy's bangers, yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it there. We're talking nonsense now.
Right. See you later,
We'll
guys.
see you
Thank
next
very
week.
much.
Bye bye.